Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live. Somebody, let's go.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Pascal Show. Hopefully you guys are all doing well out there, enjoying your Monday. It's Monday, y'all, so it's time to get up. If it's still the morning time, it's time to get up and kick the day and get this week started by a swift kick in the butt. Time to light that fire under that A, okay? And get things moving. I hope you guys are all doing well out there. Real talk. Yesterday was a late show. Actually, two back to back. You know, you guys got me twice yesterday. But I wanted to jump on and do this one really, really quick. I'm not going to be on for a very long time, but I wanted to be here to talk to you guys about something that was trending over the weekend. In fact, I got a couple stories that were trending over the weekend that I'm going to be doing lives with because I want to have this conversation with y'all. We need to have these conversations. And this one's weird. I mean, this one's weird. There's other ones that are just weird. But this one is weird, but also at the same time, really unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? Because of many different reasons. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Aries Spears. I think he's a really funny dude. I've even interviewed the guy. You know, had a sit down, back to back kind of thing, or face to face. That's what I mean. Face to face kind of conversation. Interviewed him, had a great time. It's on this channel, so go check it out when you get a chance. Had a great convo with him. Really, really nice dude. But this, I'm not with. I'm not with it, and I get it. It's comedy. These are jokes, etc. But at the same time, people aren't taking it as jokes. And a lot of people are reacting in a way because, a lot of people are sitting there going, well, why are you the person who's shaming Lizzo of all people and you look the way you look? This is the thing that's just circulating all the way around. Even other comedians have stepped up and have spoken out in defense of Lizzo. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? And so some of these other comedians are going, yo, man, that wasn't funny, man. That was not funny. So we got to talk about this, y'all. You know, a little bit of a different, well, not really a different conversation, you know, still in the realm of the things I talk about, but, you know, still waiting on some more information on some of these missing person cases and all that we've already covered on the show. So while we wait for that, which will be coming in due time, I'm sure, I figured, you know what, it's time to start talking about these other stories that are going on right now in our neck of the woods and all over the world, and how the world is reacting to these things. And we do need to talk about this. We need to talk about fat shaming. We have got to talk about it. It's a controversial conversation that we need to have. Welcome to the show, right? So anyway, before we jump into everything, okay, before we get into this conversation and we start to talk, please do me a favor. Got to do some housekeeping. Hit that like button down below. Send it past 100 likes. I see a bunch of y'all starting to file in. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to every single last one of y'all that are watching this show right here. Thank you so much for watching the show. Hit that like button. Send it past 100 likes really quick. Really mean a lot to me. Okay. And do not forget, if you have not done that yet, crush that subscribe button. It'd be great to have you a part of the Pascal Show family. You know your boy's working hard out here in these streets. So please go check out the subscribe button, you know, just hit it. Okay. That would really mean a lot. And of course, check out my merch. Got something really dope, which I'll talk about later on in the show as a friendly reminder of what I'm in the middle of doing for a really, really great cause. So be sure to stay tuned for that part as well. Anyway, we got to get into this, guys, because like I said, I don't have a whole lot of time today. Or this during this day, I might be on this evening, because like I said, there's some stories that I didn't cover over the weekend that are just weird. I'm still scratching my head over some of these stories. Real talk. I'm gonna say this now, and maybe y'all can help me out. There's a story about Drew Barrymore. or Drew Barrymore. Apparently, I say her last name weird, but Drew Barrymore. All right, there's a story about Drew Barrymore that I'm thinking about covering. So I would say, you know what? I'm gonna put it up in a poll really quick before we jump into Lizzo talk, because I really want to know if you guys want me to talk about this. Drew Barrymore. There we go. Simple as hell. Okay. I got it up in the poll up on top. Y'all want me to talk about Drew Barrymore. And I know some of y'all might be like, wait, what are y'all talking about? What's this Drew Barrymore situation? But hey, check it out. Please take a look. Okay. And vote up top. Okay. If it's something that you're interested in, sure. If not, that's cool too. Vote. The poll is up there. Love to hear your thoughts about that. Okay. And it's very interesting. Okay. Don't mean to go off on that tangent for a second, but we have to, because I want to hear your thoughts about this, whether you want me to do it or not. Because I was sitting there like just teetering back and forth. I was like, do I talk about it today? Do I not talk about it today? You know, I was on the fence about it. Real talk. I was big time on the fence about this, about that particular topic, which is totally messed up in my personal opinion. All right. Spoiler alert, those are my thoughts. I think it's absolutely insane. But, you know, like I said, we need to talk about that too. Okay. And there's a couple other stories, like another one that is specifically tailored to the women out here, that I think is extremely important. It's been trending like crazy on TikTok. And that's all I'm going to say. So that's something, but you know, of course, it's not like some huge celebrity salacious title type thing. So anyway, it's something else that I feel like that I find to be very important, and it's crucial for all you ladies out here to keep your head on a swivel. Real freaking talk, and of course, that's something else that I would love to talk to you guys about in the future. Okay. But anyway, I see you guys starting to file in. I appreciate you guys being here. So let's get into this thing. All right, let's be real. Aries Spears, if you don't know who Aries Spears is, he's hilarious. Okay, in my personal opinion, he's hilarious. He's incredibly talented. He does really great impressions. He's just got he's a very talented dude. He's been in the game for a very, very long time. He's a stand-up comedian. He was on Mad TV for many seasons. I think for as long as it existed on air. And he went to he went on to Vlad TV in an interview, and he had some things to say about Lizzo, of all things, which I found to be very interesting. And we got to take a look. We got to take a look at a little bit of what he said. It's wild. It's interesting. But some people look at this and say, hey, these were just jokes. But let's take a look at this, shall we?
Yo, you know somebody that actually made good music, man? Lizzo.
Lizzo?
Yeah, bro. Have you heard her shit, yo? Like, as a songwriter, yo.
I can't get past the fact that she looks like the shit emoji. She's got a very pretty face, but she keeps showing her body off, nigga. Like, come on, man. Come on, yo. I'm sorry. Listen, I ain't the most in shape nigga in the world, but I still, you know, when you funny and you got swagger and confidence and you decent looking, I think I'm at least handsome, you get pussy. But a woman that's built like a plate of mashed potatoes is in trouble. You know what kills me about women is the hypocrisy and the contradiction. Yes, queen, slay, queen. Yes, queen, slay. Yeah, girl, your confidence. Fuck diabetes. Fuck heart problems. Fuck heart disease, cholesterol. Y'all claim womanhood and about sisterhood and support for your sister, you know, when it come to that ridiculous shit. But if you really gave a fuck, why wouldn't you go, black girl, we love you. We love your confidence, boo-boo. But this ain't it. This ain't it. That's the real love. Y'all will jump on me for making jokes, but y'all won't fucking be real and go, sister, put the eclair down. This ain't it. It's treadmill time.
So this is what he said recently, and obviously it caused a quite a lot of backlash on the twits. All right, on the twits, people went insane. People went in, and understandably, he's going off not only just on, not only at Lizzo, but he's going after women. Women who are bigger. Okay. Going after those women like that as well, which is crazy. Okay, and I get it. He's a comedian. He's out here making these jokes and all that stuff, and he could literally walk this back in a way and say, "Yo, it was a joke. I was just making jokes. Y'all chill, right?" But he doesn't do that. In fact, later on, he doubles down, which we are going to talk about here, or we are going to look at very, very shortly. But I wanted us to look at this and see this conversation. And what's interesting to me is that, yes, we do live in a society where, yes, we should absolutely be proud of who we are, where we are physically, so on and so forth. There is nothing wrong with wanting to, with wanting to self-improve. That's just how we should be in life, right? Living a stagnant life is, in my personal opinion, is not a life well lived. I mean, if you just stay stagnant and complacent, there is no movement, there is no change, there's nothing. You just stay and you maintain this status quo, and that sounds like a boring life to me, in my personal opinion. Okay, but the way he's saying these things is not right. Okay, what if she's proud of who she is? Seems like she's very proud and comfortable in her own skin. Yes, every person has moments where they mentally break. Let's keep it real. We all have moments where we mentally break. Even the mentally strongest person has weak moments, has moments of weakness, has moments of breaking down, has moments where their eyes leak, as I say. Okay? Shoot, even I'm sure Aries Spears himself has moments of self-doubt, has moments where he doesn't feel comfortable in his own skin. And I will say this in his defense too. He did say in this video, hey, look at me. I'm, who am I to say anything, but this is how I feel. Look at me physically and all that stuff. But at the same time, what she's putting out there is not right. Now, see, this is the issue that I see that keeps getting very polarizing, very tough, because opening up that conversation of, hey, it's okay to be proud of who you are, where you are, but it is also okay for wanting to improve thyself. Because let's keep it real. If you are someone who is overweight, I understand that. Okay? It's all good. It's great to be comfortable in your own skin, but it's also that desire to find a healthy lifestyle. Okay? Now, I'm not sitting here saying that every person that's overweight or has a few more pounds on them means that they're not living a healthy lifestyle, but there are a good amount of people that don't live a healthy lifestyle. And also, I will say this as well. There's two sides to every single coin. There are plenty of skinny people that are absolutely disgustingly unhealthy. Chain smoking every day, shooting something up their arms, smoking cigarettes all day long, so on and so forth. And then you got the opposite on the other side of the coin as well. It needs to be an understanding of wanting to be, one, cool with where you are, but also the need or the desire to progress. Whether that is to lose weight, whether that is to grow, to put on a few pounds, because some people get disgustingly, dangerously underweight because they think that this is how it's supposed to be. They think that this is how their life is supposed to be, right? They think, oh, by me being under 100 pounds wet, oh, I'm successful, I'm beautiful, because this is what the confines of what the world considers beauty is. I'm finally in that bracket. But then those people are starving themselves practically to death. Those people are absolutely devastatingly upset, lonely, depressed, you name it. You look at some of the most beautiful people in the world with six packs and you're going, man, some of these dudes have the worst lives. They can't even eat a slice of cake because they have to look like they're ready to step on a stage for a physique competition 24/7. What kind of life is that? Right? It's all about moderation. It's all about finding that happy medium. Now, when it comes to Lizzo, hamburger. Lizzo. Okay. I don't see any problem with her being happy with who she is and where she is. If she's happy in her own skin, well, so be it. Let her do her thing. The only reason why us as people are having a huge problem with this, that we're all up in arms about this, is because she is pushing the boundaries of what the world considers what is beauty and what is not beauty. And what's interesting is, back in the day, there used to be full-figured women were praised. In fact, full-figured women, if a man had a more full-figured woman, in some societies, in some cultures, that was a sign of status. That was a sign of that man got money because his wife is full and happy, so on and so forth, right? Now we live in a world of, I mean, obviously it's changed and it's grown, but there was a moment of this heroin chic, right? There was that whole heroin chic thing that happened in the 90s and all that, and suddenly that's still stuck in a lot of people's minds. I mean, of course, now our society is bringing certain things back, like, curvaceous women with curves, so on and so forth. But, obviously it's still in aesthetically, I guess, to the normal world's mind, it's more still an aesthetically pleasing look. But when we have someone like Lizzo, who's happy, making amazingly positive music, and proud of being who she is, and encouraging other full-figured women to be proud of who they are, and let themselves be out and express themselves in their clothing or in their fashion, or physically just express themselves. Suddenly it turns into a joke. Suddenly it turns into everyone shaking their head going, oh, this wrong. And the other thing, I will say this too, just like when it comes to music, right? If you don't like their music or a TV show or a YouTube channel, you can easily just not watch it. You could easily turn that thing off or tell Instagram, I don't want to see any of that content. So if that's a huge problem for you, keep it moving. Because there's other people that need to see that positivity, that body positivity for themselves. It's crazy that we are completely having this strange pushback on physique. So and that's what's interesting to me. It's like, so it's okay to have, I'm trying to think of somebody like Cardi B is scantily clad a lot of times in her Instagram posts as well. But that's totally okay because she meets the confines of what is aesthetically pleasing to the eye, right? Big boobs, big butt, small waist, Botox everywhere, and that's okay. But then when Lizzo does the exact same thing, what is it, sacrilegious suddenly? See, the double standard is real in this one. And I think this is the reason why there's a lot of people reacting to this in this type of way. I get it. He may not know her music, or he may not be a fan of her music. That is fine. But like I said, this kind of stuff does not help men and women out here that maybe are progressing, self-improving day by day. And then they hear something like this, and this makes them not, maybe it pushes them back to their bad habits or whatever it may be. You see, it's interesting. Like I said, we live in a very interesting world where you can't, it's almost like it's shunned upon for us wanting to improve ourselves physically. It's okay to be comfortable in your own skin, but it is also okay to want to self-improve. And that could be anything. That could be gaining a few pounds or losing a few pounds. Whatever it is, as long as you are happy, that's all that matters. Who gives a damn about the rest? And it seems like Lizzo ain't giving a damn about this and ain't even listening to this, because it's a nothing burger to her. In my personal opinion, she's out here doing her thing, winning VMA awards and doing her thing. So hopefully this is something that'll just flow right under the bridge and be done with it. But I saw somebody, cool hand Luke. I need to hear what he said to better follow this story. I just played it earlier. You must have jumped on a little too late. But man, okay. I'll play it one more time. For those of y'all who are just coming in, I'll play it one more time. All right? Real quick. Here it is.
Yo, you know somebody that actually make good music, man? Lizzo.
Lizzo?
Yeah, bro. Have you heard her shit, yo? Like, as a songwriter, yo.
I can't get past the fact that she looks like the shit emoji. She's got a very pretty face, but she keeps showing her body off, nigga. Like, come on, man. Come on, yo. I'm sorry. Listen, I ain't the most in shape nigga in the world, but I still, when you funny and you got swagger and confidence and you decent looking, I think I'm at least handsome, you get pussy.
I will say this though too. Let's keep it real. She's very talented. I mean, just to rebuttal what he's saying here, she's very talented. He just said she's got a pretty face. I think she's got a beautiful face, right? I think she looks great. So you don't think that there's dudes out here that want to smash? Come on.
But a woman that's built like a plate of mashed potatoes is in trouble. You know what kills me about women is the hypocrisy and the contradiction. Yes, queen, slay, queen. Yes, queen, slay. Yeah, girl, your confidence. Fuck diabetes. Fuck heart problems. Fuck heart disease, cholesterol. You all claim womanhood and about sisterhood and support for your sister, when it comes to that ridiculous shit. But if you really gave a fuck, why wouldn't you go, black girl, we love you. We love your confidence, boo-boo. But this ain't it. This ain't it. That's the real love.
I will say this though too, just in this as well. Who's to say that her team ain't already gone up to her and said, "Hey, this ain't it, Lizzo. You need to scale back on these photos and these videos and all this stuff that you're putting out here." And maybe she said, "No, F you. I'm going to keep doing me. All right? Because this is what makes me happy. And it's making other people happy. I'm going to double down now. Now that you keep telling me to stop doing it." I feel like that's what the effect is. And yes, I get the double standard that he's trying to say here, right? They'll sit there and go, "Yes, queen, slay, queen," and then, turn around. Like another perspective is they'll turn around and start saying stuff about that, about Lizzo. Like, did you see what she posted? Oh my God. But they're still the ones posting underneath, "Yes, slay." You know what I mean? But obviously those are not the people that you want in your corner. You want people that are going to uplift you, right? They're going to make you want to feel good, make you want to keep going, keep trucking. Say that she's very happy with where she is physically, but, wants to lose a few pounds though. Self-improvement. Do you want that kind of people around you, those sycophantic people that are just there because you're that name, but then behind your back talk all this mess? I don't think so.
Y'all will jump on me for making jokes, but y'all won't fucking be real and go, sister, put the eclair down. This ain't it. It's treadmill time.
Okay. Now, you saw that video again. All right. And the thing is I get it. Okay. From him and his perspective, he could literally sit here and say, hey, you know, it's a joke, so on and so forth, whatever. It's a joke. It's a joke. I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. Right. But still, this is not. He could have left it at this. I will say that. He could have left it at this and said, hey, it was a joke. It was just jokes, guys. Y'all need to chill, so on and so forth, blah, blah, blah. Okay. But of course, there was a lot of people that were very upset about these jokes and what he had to say about Lizzo. So people united, her fans united to shame comedian Aries Spears for fat shaming. She is not here to be effable for y'all. She's here to make music. And I agree. You know, it's interesting that we have the package. I remember, man, this takes me back. This takes me back. A long time ago when like the first few seasons of American Idol came out. I don't know if you guys, some of y'all remember this, but it was a while back. And I think it was something like Jennifer Hudson was on the show or something like that. This is before Jennifer Hudson got, got snatched, right? This is before Jennifer Hudson became Jennifer Hudson. So she was a little overweight. She was, a little bit overweight. So she's on there. And she's, of course, you've heard her voice. If you haven't heard Jennifer Hudson's voice, then you're sleeping under a rock. But anyway, Randy and Simon Cowell, and I think it was Paula Abdul, they're all sitting there and obviously just blown away by her, by her voice. Simon's like, there's no way she's going to be able to sell a pop album. And of course, the other two are like, what are you talking about? Why? Oh, it's because of the way she looks. It's how she looks. She has a few pounds on her. She's got this, and this. There's no way she's going to sell records. And what's sad is obviously things have changed a little bit, right? We got people like Lizzo out here. There's other musicians out here that are finding success that break the confines of what beauty is or what would sell a pop album. But we obviously see a lot of the same breakdown. They all look a certain way. They are all in decent shape, so on and so forth. Very, very good looking. And they're selling the hell out of these pop records. Now you have somebody who's out here who actually is a beautiful woman. She looks great. She's got really catchy tunes. And she's finding success. And she's not selling sex for you to go and buy her album. She's actually selling what she's talented in, which is her catchy songs, her performances, and being who she is. And who's this? And there's plenty of people out here that find her sexy. Period. So it's very interesting that they sit there and say, oh, like we still live in this world. Like, oh, you have to be good looking or you have to be sexy to sell records. And it's frustrating because we see plenty of talented individuals that get turned away because, I've heard stories, millions of stories of people saying, oh, well, you need to lose 50 pounds before you, and then come back. Once you lose those 50 pounds, come back. You're really, really talented, but you need to get rid of this, or you need to dye your hair a certain color, or, you're really pretty, but you'd be prettier if you got that nose job instead of, wow, she just got some really, really great music that's really catchy. And for some odd reason, no one knowing it seems like the industry doesn't look at it like that. They go, oh, does she sell? Does she fit everything? And that's what's so frustrating about this. I got a couple super chats, and then we're gonna go into we got things. I just Adele in this conversation. Hold on. Exactly. Adele was plus size too. Yep. And did she get the same treatment? I mean, she was. You see what I'm saying? Also, I will say this though too. When it comes to Adele, before she got all this work done, because she got a lot of work done. Let's keep it real. All right. She looks fantastic. She looks great. All right. I'm telling you right now, it's not changing her album sales. It's not going to change her album sales. She was already killing it. She was already killing it before because of her voice, because the talent that she has, right? Or the talent that she doesn't have, because I know there's some people that do not like Adele at all, okay? And that's okay, all right? Now, when she got all her work done, now she looks a certain way. Now maybe she could sell more pop records? I don't know. But I don't think it changed anything in my personal opinion. So let's get into some of these TikToks. Some of these super chats really quick. I appreciate the super chats too. Shooting the Breeze, thank you so much for the 10. I respect someone who isn't into being with a big girl, but I'm tired of the trope that if one is a big woman, it somehow equates to one being worthless and devalued in all aspects. Like she too big to be so talented. But see, this is exactly what I'm talking about, right? That suddenly, oh, okay, if she's of a certain size or she has a certain amount of weight on her body, that suddenly, oh, she ain't worth it. Like she ain't even worth the time. We're gonna overlook her, and look at all these other women instead. Yet there's plenty of men and women out there, right, that do love big women, and there's nothing wrong with that. But that should not stop a woman or man, for that matter, from being successful because they are talented. Period. They should be able to sell records just like anybody else. But at the same time, I will say this though too. When it comes to men, it's a lot different. You know, a bigger man, it's more socially acceptable, at least in the world of music and entertainment. It's okay. It's more socially acceptable for a man to be a big man than the opposite. Shoot, we got plenty of singers, pop stars that had huge success in the pop world that are men that were also big as well. Barking Mad, thank you so much for the 5. It's perfectly okay to encourage people to be healthy, but starting with she looks like an ish emoji, shaking my head, he lost all credibility right there. Exactly. There's nothing wrong with him saying it's how and what he said, how he packaged what he had to say. Instead of him going, yeah, I don't really know her that much. I'm not a big fan of her music, but I wish she would have people in her corner that would encourage her to choose healthier choices or something like that. You see what I'm saying? Then I could see that he would still get backlash for that, for sure. But at least it wouldn't be him trying to roast her and saying that she looks like an ish emoji. That's just, to me, that's just too far. That's just too far. All right. Let me get these other super chats. Thank you so much for the super chats, guys. I really do appreciate it. Real talk. Wow, not to be rude, but Lizzo probably has a pick of men. This dude, maybe not so much. It's Kim. You ain't wrong with that. I will say that too. You ain't wrong with that, right? You ain't wrong with that. And what sucks is that I'm a fan of Aries Spears, okay? I like Aries Spears, y'all. I think he's hilarious. I think he's really, really talented. Every time he comes into my hometown, I've gone and seen him, etc. The dude is very, very funny. I like him, but I don't agree with what he's saying here at all. Yes, I do agree that there is a double standard for sure, without a doubt. But at the same time, he didn't need to say what he needed to say, in my personal opinion. Okay, but Berenice Rivas, thank you so much for the $5 super sticker. Thank you so very much. I really do appreciate it. All right, I really do appreciate it. But like I said, I'll be, open up. I might open up the phone lines in a little bit so we can talk about this and all. But obviously, people are very upset with what Aries Spears said. Now, what's funny is that, well, Aries Spears, doesn't really give a damn because he just doubles down. So we got to take a look at this as well.
Yo, what up? It's your boy Aries Spears. I had to put the Yankee on for this one. Listen, I know I'm trending right now because of the Lizzo joke. And I just want to say, man, a lot of you women are funny, with the critiques. I ain't funny. I'm fat, unattractive. No woman wants me. They always try to hurt you with what works for you the most. That's what they try to hurt. That's like you break up and you go, that's why you got a little wee-wee and you can't screw. But you've been with him for years. I'm 32 years in this game and I ain't funny. I'm 32 years in this game and I ain't never got no meow. That's hilarious. Y'all don't deal in logic and sense. You deal in emotion and anger. Come with something that's not subjective. Me being unfunny, unattractive, that's not a fact. That's subjective. Stop leading with emotion and anger and come with facts. You heard me? DM me for the link to the Spears and Steinberg podcast. And if there's any women out there that want to give me some meow for some of this, holla at me.
Okay. All right. Well, I love that I love how he spun it around to say, hey, check out my my podcast, which, hey, if I was getting if I was in his shoes, I guess I would use it to promote some ish too. Let's keep it real. I guess I would too. I'd be like, yo, hey, I got more to say about this. Check out my podcast. I'm gonna be tripling, quadrupling down on my podcast. So go and check it out for all you haters that want to hear what I gotta say and you want to get angry, even more infuriated by what I have to say about Lizzo. Go and check out my podcast. The link is down below, type thing. That's hilarious. Okay, that's hilarious. But he's just doubling down. He's like, hey, I don't care. I've been out here in these streets, in these comedy streets for decades, and ain't nothing changed. You can sit there and say that I ain't funny. I don't care. I'm still making money. That's literally what he's saying here. He's not changing what he says. He's saying, hey, I stand by what I said, and I'm not changing what I said. Now, when you look at this, though, did you expect him? Before you saw this, did you expect him to retract what he said? Listen, we live in a world right now. Where you got the Dave Chappelles of the world doing stand-up, saying things about the trans community, so on and so forth, that he has received crazy amounts of backlash. Now, I'm not going to sit here and talk about that. But what I find interesting is not once has he ever retracted what he has said. He hasn't said anything. And I feel like a lot of comedians are starting to do the same damn thing. They're following in suit. They're like, hey, I said what I said. And if you don't like it, tough cookies. Deal with it. And I think that is the vibe that this has got people marching on and moving forward towards. But I will say this again. I'm not for this. Okay, I'm not for the conversation or what he had in the very beginning. I'm not for this at all, too. The second part where he had to double down. I will say this I'll say this, though. He didn't need to do the second video. But for a fact it's giving him a little bit of eyeballs on his stuff. For a fact there are people out here that totally agree with him. Basically saying, hey, man, this dude needs to stop. Like, she needs to stop. Lizzo needs to just back the F off on all the photos and the this, that, and the thirds. And let's be real. This is not a conversation. This is a conversation that we've had millions of times before, or not we, but people have had about Lizzo's posts, about her being scantily clad and how it's throwing people off and making people, as some will say, sick to their stomach and whatnot. But at the same time, I feel like there are people out there. We live in a society where we have looked at and has had the confines or the structure of what beauty is pumped into our brains. What popular beauty is supposed to look like. I mean, let's keep it real. Haven't you noticed that, like, everybody and their mama, all these, there's a lot of girls out here, a lot of women out here that are all trying to look the same. They all look the same. They all have the Kim Kardashian look or the Kardashian look. They all look the same, right? You can't, sometimes you can't even tell between this girl and that girl because they look almost identical. Who's that? Wait, who's that? Oh, I thought that was, you know what I'm saying? It's weird because whatever we have suddenly looked at as what beauty is supposed to be, we have just followed that. Almost paint by numbers instead of individuality. The beauty of individuality. What happened to that? What happened to that? You know, some people, like, you know, maybe have a gap, a space, a gap between their teeth. And that's one thing that makes them so, you know, unique and beautiful looking and all that stuff. But because of the world that we live in, suddenly they got to close that gap. They got to get their teeth capped. They got to do this, that, and the third. It's just crazy, you know? And don't get me wrong. If that's what you want to do, that's on you. But I feel like there's a lot of time where people look at what they see on Instagram or on these social media platforms and they say, oh, this is what, oh, she got 1,000 likes or 1 million likes, you know, got 1,000 likes on this photo. Oh, this must be what beauty really is. And it's like, no, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and beauty can mean so many different things. It doesn't mean cookie cutter look exactly like your friend. Why not look like yourself and be proud of who you are and how you look and how God made you? Au natural and all that. But we live in a very interesting time, y'all. In a very, very interesting time. Hold on, I got another super chat in here, I think. And I'm glad we're having this conversation because this is, I haven't had a conversation like this in a while. Real talk. But this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Okay? And like I said, I don't know. It's just interesting what I see with guys and girls too. You know, it's all copy of a copy of a copy. A lot of dudes are dressing the same. A lot of dudes are looking the same. A lot of girls are looking the same as well. It's like, where's the individuality? Where's that thing that makes you unique? Not because you saw something online and said, oh, that's cool. But maybe that's me just being old school as hell. I don't know. Shooting the breeze. Thank you again so much for the $5 super chat. That is such a hypocrite. He brought up her size when he was asked about her musical talent, who was all about subjectivity, saying she looked like Ish. Yep. You're absolutely right, Shooting the breeze. I agree 110%. You know what I mean? It's Kim. What's up? Oh, by the way, it's Kim. If you want to hop on, if you're still in because I'm a little behind in the chat, but if you want to hop on, I can send you a link, easy peasy. So let me know. I'd love to have you on. It's exhausting to listen to men, I guess, that only view women as objects they can use. and they have to listen to them throw a tantrum when they get called out. I'm sure he's funny, but this ain't it. I agree. I agree 110%. I completely agree 110%. But I really don't think we're going to be seeing, and DJ Hannibal Royce, thank you. You speaking facts. I'm just being real. You know what I'm saying? What happened? I'm just being real. What happened? What happened to individuality? What happened to that thing that makes you, right? Because every single person that has been brought onto this planet, as you know, that phrase, they broke the mold when they made you. Yeah. Literally, they broke the mold when they made you. You know what I'm saying? You are not a copy of a copy of a copy. Okay? You are an individual person. You are not Kim Kardashian. You are not, I don't know, any of these other, names that are out here that are in the confines of what beauty is. You are yourself. What makes you beautiful? What makes you unique? Right? Not this copy of the copy crap. Oh my God. It's just annoying, man. Just annoying. Hit you up. All right, bet. Hold up. All right, Kim. All right, Kim. It's Kim. You know what I'm saying? I will hit you up. Hold up. We're about to have some family come onto the show because I'd love to hear your thoughts. I've been wanting to get a woman's perspective on this big time. All right. Hold on. I got to find you. It's nice to have you come on in an impromptu type of way. But hey, guys, while she hops on, while she gets her stuff together and hops on, please do me a favor. Hit that like button down below, okay? And do not forget to hit that subscribe button. It'd be great to have you a part of the Pascal Show family. We talk about everything on this show, dagnabbit, all right? We don't only just talk about missing persons or JD and AH, which I've been trying to veer so far away from because it's basically over until we hear more big news around that, in my personal opinion, okay? But like I said, this here is an important conversation because there's other little girls and little boys out here that may be big kids that are looking at this or hearing those kinds of things, seeing that on TikTok, seeing that on the Instagrams and their social medias, and they're thinking, oh, so then I'm ugly. And that's sad. That's not right. That's not right at all. That's not how it's supposed to be, y'all. That is not how it's supposed to be. We should be embracing our children, telling them that they are beautiful. We should be embracing our friends and family that may be, I don't know, working on themselves. In fact, let me say something to you too. I'm working on myself too. Every damn day. Okay? I just, about a month and a half ago, started running. I am not a runner. Okay? I mean, I like to work out and all that stuff, but I decided to add something different into my workouts. And I decided, hey, I'm going to start running because I just wanted to do something different, something that will make me better, make me feel better. And of course, look good naked. Why not? Right? So I started doing that. And I'm telling you, one of the best decisions I ever made in my whole entire life. Some days really suck. Actually, all days suck. Let me keep it real. All days suck, but I love it. Right? Because I'm learning something new. I'm learning a new habit, a healthy habit that has completely changed the way I look at things and the way my outlook on certain things. And that's me right now. It's all about finding ways to self-improve, be better. And it may not even be health. It could be finances. It could be your spiritual health. It could be any of those other things, right? Maybe you have things on point physically, but maybe you don't have your finances on point. Get your finances on point, right? Or maybe your relationship is lackluster. It's crap. It's on the rocks. Working on your relationship, making sure the health the health in your relationship is up to par. You see what I'm saying? We're all works in progress. We are all works in progress. We should be happy about that and excited about the journey towards improvement, because the journey is a lot of fun. It's hard, man. It's not easy all the time, but it's damn sure fun when you start locking it in, when you suddenly go, oh my God, I ran a mile and I don't feel like death. You know what I'm saying? I ran 5 minutes and I didn't want to kill. I didn't want to die. Holy cow. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, I saved $5 this month. I know that's stupid. You may think that that's small types of things, but that's least motion towards something. Slow motion is better than no motion, baby. That's all I got to say about that. Let's bring on It's Kim. How you doing, sweetheart?
Hello, how are you?
I am good. This has been a long time coming, so I'm really happy to have you here. We've been playing a lot of stuff. I don't know, tag. I don't even know.
It's I joke about it. It's kind of like, I don't know if you guys know. There was a show in Canada called Polka Dot Door, where there was this character Pokeroo, and it was always this joke that it was like Pokeroo always came in and out constantly, and nobody ever saw him, but he was there. I feel like we've been playing Pokeroo a bit.
Yeah, you can definitely say that, man. You can definitely say that. I've never heard of Pokeroo in my life.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up. Hold on, I'm gonna write that down.
It's entertaining. It's entertaining.
No, seriously. How do you spell that?
I think it's like Pokaroo. I think maybe it's like polka, like accordion polka. I can't remember.
POLK.
Yeah, it could be polka or polka. I can't remember.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up because that's new to me, and I'm always interested in seeing like TV shows from overseas or from other international television shows, because some of them are just crazy. It's poker. Oh, somebody just put it up here. Pokeroo. So it's without the L. Okay, I got it now. Now. So first off, It's Kim's got a channel called It's Kim, literally how it's spelled right here on the screen. So she is fantastic. I wish I had you on last night, because we did we listened through the whole Britney Spears audio, which is wild. And let's just tap on it just for a little bit, because I want to hear your thoughts on that. And of course, we're going to hop over to this Lizzo talk. But
can I tell you something about that last night that was so funny? Okay, so literally I recorded my video for it, and it was like, I watched it. I bawled my eyes out. My sister grabbed the transcript for me and helped me put myself back together so I could record it. I record it, and then she goes, okay, get it up, and then you need to go take a shower. It's all good. I'll watch your stats and let you know if there's anything you need to be aware of. Okay, thank you. So then I hop in the shower, and then I hop out, and she goes, Pascal just went live.
Oh, really?
And I was like, no.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Why is it every time I'm not ready to go on, you're on?
Right.
Pokeroo again every time.
Because if you were in the chat, I would have been like, yo, hop on, come on.
I know.
Come on, because Andy showed up in the chat, and I was like, yo, if you want to hop on, but he was already like, yeah, I'm already, everything's off. I'm about to hit the hay, because it was late in my neck of the woods. So but I wanted to hear your thoughts on it really quick. Obviously you just said it made your eyes leak, but what were your thoughts on that whole on the audio? What were your thoughts real quick?
I honestly, to me, it's just a sign of bravery for her. Processing trauma is so difficult, but a huge part of it is being able to share, being able to open up, put your experience into words, and to have the confidence and the bravery to be able to share that with other people. I think that's crucial in the recovery process of that. So on that alone, I think it just showed tremendous bravery. I am so proud of her. I hope that people hearing it from her like this helps them understand it, because a lot of what she said was things that she has written in text posts previously. But I think sometimes people find it difficult to understand her text posts if they don't understand the way that she writes. So it was nice to see it hear it in audio. And I'm just glad that people are responding to it and they're understanding kind of where she's coming from.
Yeah, you know, obviously this is just the photo I was using during during our listen party, I guess, our watch party of the audio. And yeah, I agree. I think that, I mean, I don't really, you are the Britney Spears guru, especially with this whole Free Britney
Well,
movement and
thank
all that stuff
you.
that's been going on. I'm gonna keep it real. You know what I mean? I'm giving
Oh,
credit where credit is due. Like, shout out to Grizzly True Crime for covering all the true crime stuff that she's been doing.
yes,
Same thing,
Queen.
Popcorn Planet for, you know, Andy of Popcorn Planet for covering the JDAH situation and all that, you know. And let's not forget that Umbrella guy for
Yes.
you know, throwing it down and keeping it real in a lot of those topics. And I know this is a topic that you've been very, very passionate about and very focused on. So when this went down, I literally, as I'm watching or listening with the fam, I'm like, man, if Kim was here, I would have loved to hear her thoughts during our breaks, throughout the audio, just to hear what you had to say about all this. But yes, please go over to her channel and subscribe. It's Kim, like that, like how it's spelled right there. Okay.
Yep.
Actually, let me blow this up even closer so you guys can see it, because I know some of y'all are watching this on little tiny phones right now. So it's Kim, literally spelled
Thank you.
exactly right. It's underneath her face. Now, and yes, it's heartbreaking. The audio, she sounds timid. She sounds scared. I mean, this is so much. And the fact that there's so much that was going on with that, as far as like what she says about the dad and how he has control over things. Then on top of that, the mama and the sister and the brother too, just not doing anything about it. It does spark a lot of huge questions that were in my mind of, was he like conservatorship over all the entire family, except not legally, just because he was Papa and he was just maybe abusive? I don't know. It just poses a lot of questions. What are your thoughts on that?
I think the conversation when it comes to Britney's father, and I mean, all of this is speculation, alleged. I don't know these people. Please don't sue me. But Jamie Spears has had a very complicated life from what we've known. He has had legal issues. He's had issues with substances and addiction for a long time. And the thing is, he really wasn't present for a lot of Britney's childhood. He was off doing other things. Lynn was basically a single mom, and Britney was working and providing for her family from like 8 years old. So the whole thing of Jamie taking on this role of the conservatorship was, there have been some insider sources that have said that when the idea of the conservatorship came up and Britney realized that it was happening and she couldn't stop it, she said, please let anyone be my conservator except my father. Anyone. And here we are.
Right.
It's never been a healthy relationship. It's not ever what she wanted. And unfortunately, I think we're going to find out a lot more about Jamie Spears and the motivations of this conservatorship as time progresses. There's so much that I want to say that based on what I know, I believe to be true, but I don't have enough sources to be able to be like 100% this is what it is. But it goes a lot deeper, I think, than most people think it does. And some skeletons are going to come out of the closet real soon about why he did what he did.
You know, I think it's interesting. I'm there for it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here for it. If things are exposed, I'm with it 110%, because I love to see some exposure on, you know, how bad the Spears family was in any type of way, etc. Because let's be real, K-Fed, other people have really tried to expose Britney Spears. So it'd be interesting to see her retaliate and go, oh, no. Au contraire, mon frere. Here's some more information here so you guys know the full truth in my perspective of what went down. My family is dirty. My family was wrong. And all they wanted was that bag. And so I'm definitely interested in seeing what happens here very, very soon. That audio was extremely heartbreaking, but I think was absolutely necessary for all the fans out there, for all the people that have been supporting her, even the naysayers, because then they at least get to hear something. And they can still say, it's BS, but
there are some people, it doesn't matter what she does. short of them moving into their basement and talking to them on a regular basis, they will believe that there is something else going on.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
It's bad. It's bad. And what's funny is that we're talking about another Spears, no relation, Aries Spears against Lizzo, which is weird, y'all, which is absolutely weird. But it's very interesting. So we definitely got to talk about this. Now, you've heard some of the audio, or this interview that they did,
yes,
and what he had to say, calling her an ish emoji, all that stuff.
Epitome of class.
It was a classy response. It was a classy response, but I don't know how many comedians are classy. I'll let that simmer. I'll let that marinate in your brain. Think about it for a while. Who's classy as a comedian? I think zero so far. Okay, unless you're just a clean comedian, and even that clean comedian that we all know, BC, is even dirty too for other things. So I don't even know. Get it? Anyway, moving on. I just want to hear your thoughts on this Aries Spears perspective.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I mean, I look at Lizzo and I see a woman who's incredibly talented, not only just as a singer, but as a musician herself and a songwriter. I mean, she can play flute like no one else I've ever seen. She's fantastic. All credit to her. And she really seems to be very comfortable in her own skin. And for everybody that says, well, she's not healthy, it's like, okay, fine. She may not be healthy according to BMI. I understand that. But at the same time, she's also done multiple tours. She hasn't canceled any dates, and touring is hard. It's hard on you physically. She has good physical stamina. I think she's incredible. And she's made money for herself. She's doing great. I don't really think she needs to worry about what some guy thinks of her.
Yeah, I mean, what's she tripping? Like, what? She don't need any reason to trip for nothing, in my personal opinion. There's no reason to really be tripping, because let's keep it real. She's making money. She's very talented. She's got I'm sure plenty of dudes sitting there trying to holler, trying to say what's good.
Well, it was like I saw somebody say, well, Aries is worth 4 million. I'm like, yeah, but she's worth 12.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, and even outside of financials.
Yeah.
How about a woman just being happy and comfortable in her own skin for once? Okay. Seriously, show me a person that's comfortable in their own skin, and I will show you a pink polka dotted zebra.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very few and far between. So someone who is just working on being happy with their self-image, making themselves happy with who they are as a person, why bash that? Right. Yeah. And that's something I feel like, I'm sure, I don't know anything about Aries Spears like that. I don't know him personally, but I'm sure he wakes up every day and, bashes himself, how he looks physically and how he needs to, do this, that, and the third, or eat healthier, or go out and, put some miles in on the road. You know what I mean? So on and so forth. You got someone here who is happy and is making money. And as she says in this other video I'm going to be showing you guys, she's also winning. So it's like, yeah, really, can you? She got bigger things to fry than this.
She's busy. She's busy.
Yeah, hella busy. Which, by the way, this is the thing. So I wouldn't say she responded, but she had some things to say about these about her haters. Okay. All right, or at least backlash, I guess, to the things she's been dealing with over the past year. So we got to take a look. Whoops, that is not Lizzo. Hold up, real quick. Let me remove that real quick. That is not Lizzo. All right.
I'm going to say to all of you guys in the chat, if you have not hit that like button yet, you guys need to go do that. You're still here.
Thanks.
I'm assuming you like being here. Smash that like.
Yeah, allegedly they like being here. You know what I mean?
I think they do.
We try to keep, I try to keep it positive and good here. Let them walk out feeling like they can, own the day, right? So this is one thing. Lizzo evokes Nicki Minaj to clap back at Aries Spears during the 2022 VMAs. I'm winning. Now, this is something I say all the time, or there's something I say all the time, which I'll say here in just a minute. But she won an award for. She was accepting an award for Video for Good award. Okay, for the song or for the video about damn time, right? And that's a catchy song. It's a really feel good song. You know, she's been doing a lot of songs about like just feeling good and being happy, positive, so on and so forth, right? Well, she went up there and she said this.
To the bitches that got something to say about me in the press. You know what? I'm not gonna say nothing. They be like, Lizzo, why don't you clap back? Why don't you clap back? Because I'm winning. Just winning. That's what's in the show paper.
Yes.
All day, man. All
I
day.
love it. She pulled a Miley. What's good?
All day. She said, "What's up?" You know what I mean? Now, one thing I will say, and I've been saying this, and I'll say this till I'm blue in the face. All right, till the day I am buried. The best revenge is success.
Yes.
The best revenge is improving yourself and being proud of yourself, winning. Okay, so she got better things to do than to deal with, you know, this situation. You know what I'm saying? She got better things to do.
Many better things to do.
She winning. She's like, hey, I got better things to do than to sit here and go, oh no, like whatever. I'm busy getting this VMA award. I'm busy having people have my name in their mouth.
Yep.
Right. Whether it's good or bad, she's still making a bag off of that. People are going, for those who don't know who Lizzo is, they're still going, well, who Lizzo then? You know what I mean? And they're looking her up. So she's winning. You know what I mean? They're checking out the song and they're like, hey, about damn time. Okay, I like this. You know what I'm saying? But what's
100%.
interesting on top of this, though, she said this in a tweet. She said, let me make one thing very clear. I wasn't addressing anybody in my speech last night. I was addressing everybody. And here's the thing. Yeah, I'm sure she was addressing him and everybody else that's been talking ish on her, because people have been talking about her for a long time.
Oh,
and we've seen videos where she's broken down and, you know, cried and said, you know, I'm trying to do this and that and the other thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to be better. And, you know, the backlash, the shaming has gone too far. Right. But let me ask you this, Kim. What are your thoughts on this? Well, I mean, the confines of beauty, right? Where do you stand in regards to all of that? I mean, you know, obviously, Aries Spears said something along the lines of like, you women are, you know, live this double standard where you go, yeah, slay queen, but then, you know, they won't go to her and say, hey, that's not it. You know, that ain't it. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's an interesting statement. I mean, I guess if he's referring to the way that women speak with other women, I try to be supportive with my friends. I try to ask them, you know, like, what do you need, as opposed to telling them what to do, because I don't think it's fair to, go to your friend and be like, well, I don't think you look good, so you should change. Or I don't think you're healthy, so you should change. When, especially with women, there's so many things that go on that can affect weight. I think, there's so many issues when it comes to even like our hormones, when you talk about conditions like PCOS, when you talk about endometriosis, when you talk about so many things, and all of that stuff gets affected because it affects everything throughout the body, even certain medications. And I mean, I have been on meds in my life that it's like, it wouldn't have mattered if I cut myself down to 300 calories a day. I would still gain weight. It didn't matter because there's stuff fighting against you. So, I mean, I think a lot of women will be the first to say to their friend, if they go like, yeah, I want to start working out, they'll be like, okay, I'll be your workout buddy and I'll jump up with you. I don't agree with his characterization of that, because that has not been true in my life of what I've seen, but I can only speak for myself.
Right. Yeah. That is something. That is something that I find interesting. Even with, fellas is a little bit different.
Mm.
I see guys who are quick to, let's go hit the gym. You know what I mean? You want to work out with me? Let's go. But they'll say it in a way without it being like, bruh, like you're looking schlubbish. Maybe you come, maybe you should go to the gym. A lot of times it'd be like, yo, man, we should go work out together, man. Let's just bro out. Let's just throw some weights around and just, and get primal. You know what I mean? Get a good thrash session in or something like that. That's what one of my friends says all the time. Let's get a good thrash session in, man. And it's like, hey, that's really great. But I feel like with on the other side, the opposite side of the sex gender spectrum, it's different. I don't know what it is, but it seems like it's not like girls will go, I see this at the gym every once in a while, but it's mostly they're at the same fitness level. Like you rarely see a friend try to help another friend, start on their fitness journey. Right. If that's the case. Right. So I do find it very interesting. How men talk and they get together, and because it's a guy thing, you know what I mean? You go to the gym, it's like the gym and the barbershop. I'm gonna be real. The gym and the barbershop are the spots where dudes can talk. In between sets, drop it, talk it up, talk about whatever, the date they had the night before, blah, blah, blah. Same thing as the barbershop. Right. I've always been interested in seeing how could women, right, speak to their friends in a way that's going to make them feel positive, but also want them to help them improve personally.
I mean, I think that really comes down to like just women being able to have real talk. I mean, if your friend is struggling and your friend wants to lose weight and your friend needs a certain thing, that it's like as a friend, you try to come alongside them and lift them up and help them with those things. But it doesn't necessarily translate into like going to the gym. For example, it is much more likely that if I have a friend who is struggling with their weight, that we will either like phone each other and go on the treadmill at our house type thing, or we will just take a walk outside. We'll go on a hike together or something like that. It's meeting them at their place. Sometimes it's dance. I know people that have taken kickboxing classes together, right? They'll do like a self-defense course or something like that, just to help them feel stronger and things like that. I think it's different. Also, I think a lot of women love to share what they're doing for eating as well. It isn't necessarily just about working out. It's like, oh my gosh, I made this, thing last night and it was amazing. And it's like so good for you. And it has all these really awesome things in it. And it didn't taste like garbage. You should totally try it. Right. So there's like all of those things. Like I even sent, I love Frappuccinos. It's a problem. And I found a product that I can actually make them at home very easily. And part of why I kind of just invested heavily into it is because it was so much better for me than going to somewhere like Starbucks and getting it all the time. And I had a friend tell me the other day, she's like, I love Frappuccinos and I can't get them as much anymore and whatever. And I just said, and she has a lot of like health issues sometimes that are affected by her diet. And I just sent her the link and I'm like, girl, you go have fun. Like that's sometimes I think more how we support each other. It may not be as like visible, but a lot does happen. I don't know. Maybe I'd love to hear what the chat has to say if you guys have your own stories about that or like what you do to support your friends. But I think everybody's different.
No, yeah, absolutely. Everybody's different. I do see a lot of those kind of videos, like what I eat in a day type thing. So delicious. You know what I mean? I've seen all those TikToks. I've seen them at nauseum at this point. But yeah, I do see a lot of those things, or the guys don't really do that so much. Like, oh, you got to try these, this new recipe for protein pancakes, bro. Like I haven't seen really that much. I see it on Instagram, but it's not like you're getting text messages from your friend being like, yo, this Frappuccino though, whoa, to the moon. You know what I mean? You don't get that stuff. You don't get that. Okay, the fellas don't do that. But I definitely see your point on that end. it's definitely that's definitely a girl thing. Okay, and that's okay.
Mhm.
But then I feel that we do live in a world where fit girls or fit women or skinny is still in the confines of what Western civilization looks at
Yes.
as beauty. And
Mhm.
then you have someone who's more full figured or more curvaceous, more voluptuous in this way. Um, Suddenly it's looked at, shunned upon, looked at
Yes.
as, oh, they're just lazy or they're sloppy or nasty or something like that. And it's kind of like, I just don't understand why there's such a stigma attached to that. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's difficult. I mean, I grew up, I was a teen in the early, mid, late 2000s. And I was in high school. I remember, I don't know if any of you guys remember this, when Lindsay Lohan did SNL. And when she left SNL, she was in this red dress, and it was very obvious she had lost a lot of weight. And I mean, really looking at it now, she was not well. But that became like the, if you're not, if we can't see every bone on your collar and on your shoulders and your arms and all that type of stuff, then you're just huge. And I
Mm,
mean, that affected me greatly, big time. I don't think there really are many women my age that were not affected by that type of a dialogue, of seeing like Paris Hilton. And I mean, the thing is, like, there's nothing wrong with being thin. Some people are naturally thin and they're beautiful, and that's awesome. And I never want to be like, I don't want to body shame anybody. But I think there is also a level here where not everybody can be the same size. Not everybody is going to look the same, and there's nothing wrong with that, right?
exactly.
And I think we do need to broaden our horizons when it comes to beauty standards, because they're a little bit ridiculous. Like, one thing that kind of it's bothering me right now is there's the whole like the fox eye trend, and people are literally getting surgery to move their eyes so that they fit this trend of,
Excuse me?
yeah. If you want to look at it's a fox eye trend, it's crazy.
That's a real thing?
Yeah, it's
That's
crazy,
ridiculous.
and it's like, guys, it's, and I mean, no shame to anybody who's done it. If that makes you feel beautiful and confident, then I'm really happy for you. But I don't feel like that should have to be a thing. That anytime there's like a new trend out that is like you have to augment your body to fit, that's really sad, you know?
I'm sorry. They're gonna regret that in 6 months.
I know.
Because there's gonna be another trend. There's
Yeah.
gonna be another thing that everyone's gonna want to do, and then next thing you know, they're gonna go, "Oh my God, how can I reverse this? Because that was the biggest mistake of my life," type thing. But
Mhm.
that's
Yeah.
interesting. And I agree with you on the, yes, some of us are born thin, some of us are born thick. Like, we're not all the same. Our DNA, the way we are brought, the way that we are built biologically, we are not all the same. And I get it. Don't get me wrong. Shoot, man. I see these. I'm looking at some of these Instagram videos and stuff of these guys that are absolutely ripped, and I'm sitting there going, "Oh man, if I can only get to I'm just trying to get to that place, or if I can just see a little bit, just one ab. Let me just see one ab." You know what I mean? Like, I get it. I get
Yeah.
the desire, but it's also about the journey too.
Yeah.
Learning about how your body works, etc. And realizing that you're not going to be exactly like your friend or exactly like the guy that you're following on YouTube or TikTok or Twitter or wherever you're following the guy. You're going to be you. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
100%.
So it's embracing you as much as possible instead of being like, oh, I don't look like him. Well, Evan, you're not going to look like him. You're
Mhm.
not. And no one's going to look like you. That's why individuality is so gorgeous, baby. It's so beautiful.
Well,
Being different is
yeah,
beautiful.
exactly. I think the other thing we really have an issue with now is that we look at Instagram and we are like, that's what people look like. Everybody looks like what they look like on Instagram, except there's Photoshop and filters and all those things that people do. And they
Mhm.
just pose in the right way to get that perfect shot. And then that's it,
Yep.
posing or whatever. And I feel like we're comparing ourselves to people that don't even look like what we think they look like because it
Exactly.
doesn't exist. We're comparing ourselves to things that do not exist.
They are manipulating their face. They're nipping and tucking with the filters and all that stuff. And then when you actually meet that person in real life, they're, you know, a short. I don't know. I'm trying to think of something.
They don't look like their dating profile.
In their profile, they're blonde haired and blue eyed, and next thing you know, and tall and voluptuous and all that. And next thing you know, they're like a short, black haired, one eye Asian person or something. And you're just like, what? How did this happen?
That's
you
not you. That's not you.
This is not me. Where is it? What?
Yeah.
This is all one big. I just got catfished, and it's. But see, that's the thing. That's the world that that's the world that we live in. But then, you go out to these clubs. You know, I was single once. You go out these clubs, and they're all the same. All the girls look the same. You know what I'm saying? Not with like all straight hair, all this, that, and the third. They, or they all have that one trend look that's going on. You see what I'm saying? Like it's all the same look, and it's like, wait a second, where's the individuality? And then you see somebody like Lizzo, who's getting called out for being an individual, for just being proud of who she is and being comfortable in her own skin. And then you got all these, and that's what's sad, because there's the backlash, there's the negative tidal wave, the wave effect of other people that are proud of wanting to be, striving to be proud of who they are. And they can't do so because they're seeing other people making fun of, joining in on the bandwagon of making fun of someone like Lizzo. And so then they keep hiding. They go off into their corner, back into the depression, because they're going, well, if the person that was giving me hope and faith and believe in myself is getting roasted online, who's to say what they'll do to me if I want to just show my true colors? You know what I mean? It's messed up. It's messed up. But we got a couple super chats. Let me grab these really quick. AEM Tramp. Thank you so much for the 10. This is a little bit of back to what we were talking about before, but that's totally fine. Britney's father having recording devices in her bedroom with some very creepy stuff, video or audio. Who was listening and or watching? Maybe you know this more of this information. There was recording of devices in the boom boom room.
Yes,
that makes no sense.
Her phones were also tapped, allegedly, by what Britney has said, and court documents that have been filed.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Where these have been filed? Like we could find these somewhere?
Yes, they are in legal documents filed by her lawyer, Matthew Rosengard.
That's
and
CEO.
He claims they have been validated by former federal investigators, I believe, that he's brought onto the team. And again, I say allegedly because it hasn't had its day in full court. But yeah.
That's disgusting.
It is.
And very extremely disturbing. Why would he need to know what's going on in the boom boom room? You know what I'm saying? That's his daughter, though. Like, why does he need audio and video? Video, though? I mean, still, no matter what, both are ridiculous, but he had video as well? Like,
I'm not 100% sure about video. I do know that from what I have heard, that it mostly was audio from what I can tell. And the main thing was they wanted to monitor her conversations with her sons. They wanted to monitor her conversations with her then boyfriend, now husband. And they wanted to monitor her conversations of if she was calling for help, like trying to get legal counsel. That was my understanding.
No. I'm sorry, that's not cool. Like, so in her bedroom of all places, they could have bugged her phone and the living room. A lot of conversation, or in the kitchen. A lot of conversations happen in the kitchen. Come on now. But now he knows when she's knocking the boots. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, that's wrong. That's disturbing.
Yeah. Yeah, there's honestly, it's kind of one of those things. I've joked before. I love that old meme from WWE of The guy just screaming, even my family, even my own immediate family, they all believed it. You've all been made fools of. And I always joke that it's like, I have been saying this stuff for years because I've seen it through court documents or reputable reporting of people who knew her. And it was always like, there's no way it could be that bad. There's no way. And it's like joke, like even my own immediate family did not believe me when I was spouting so much of this stuff because they just thought it was insane.
Yeah.
And now that it's all coming out, well, I think a lot of us at the Britney are all sitting here like, yeah. And it's so funny because it's like we say these things and like our shock of this has kind of like we've waved at that dead and gone a long time ago. But now that other people are kind of like cluing into how bad it is, it's kind of like, yeah, it's really bad and it's only going to get worse. We have scratched the surface. I am terrified about what is going to come out in Discovery.
It's extremely disturbing.
Yeah.
I'm just I don't know. I'm trying to wrap my mind around that whole situation, and it's really messed up. But you know, she did say that in the audio how she you know, she didn't have certain freedoms. You know, certain freedoms that she had were totally taken from her life. But then on top of that, just I don't know, the surveillance on her 24/7 is absolutely terrifying. Laura Huey, thank you so much for the $2. Being a kind person should matter more than weight. I do agree with that 110%. You agree?
Yes, 100%.
Kim?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I believe we need more kindness and empathy in this world, like in insane amounts. We don't have enough of that.
Yeah. Real quick, and Pierrette, thank you so much. She even said they watched her get naked and change or use the washroom. You're absolutely right. I do remember that audio where she was like, I didn't have doors in my bathrooms and all that stuff. So like they were watching me on every single thing that I did. That's just that's creepy as well. Like she was a prisoner, being watched every single move that she made. And that's not 1 ounce of privacy, which is crazy. And of course the conversation of how she wasn't even allowed to, like, she would sit in one spot for 8 hours and she wouldn't even move from that spot for 8 hours. It's so strange to me, you know? But then I keep wondering, is that a piece of that showing maybe some of her mental health? Because you got to remember, she, you know that she's dealing with some things, right? She does battle with some mental health issues. So it does make you wonder how much of, well, I mean, I do believe that a lot of it, what she's saying is true, but how she's explaining it in certain ways, maybe because of her mental health issues, she's having a hard time fully explaining it or understanding it. What do you think on that? Do you agree, disagree? What are your thoughts on that, Kim?
In my personal opinion, and again, I want to be very clear that I am not a doctor and I am not going to try to attempt to diagnose Britney Spears because I don't know everything. But she has always had issues with, I think, feeling confident, her self-esteem, about herself physically. That's always been a concern. She's obviously been through now years of complex trauma, on top of being one of the most famous people in the world. It's regularly quoted that the 3 most photographed individuals in history are Marilyn Monroe, Princess Diana, and Britney Spears. And just judging by, unfortunately to say this, her lifespan, Britney will likely become the most photographed person in history. All of those things are going to take a toll on your mental health. All of those things are going to affect you in different ways. And she has a massive amount of mental health work to do, in my opinion, and I think she will for the rest of her life. I think we all have mental health work to do, but Britney's stuff is intense. And I don't think there's one specific way for her to maneuver through that. She's going to have to find her own way because in a lot of ways, what she's dealing with is unprecedented. I can't think of another person who has gone through what she's gone through. Like, I can't. There's no, you can't be like, oh yeah, that happened to so-and-so. No, it doesn't.
Right.
That doesn't work that way. But I think right now she is, I think she's made a good amount of mental health progress in the sense that I heard her last night on that tape say, I didn't deserve this. I didn't deserve for this to happen to me. And that jumps out to me because a lot of people that struggle with trauma blame themselves. And they blame themselves repetitively and constantly. And she is at a point where she's saying, no, I didn't break any laws. I didn't hurt anybody. I didn't deserve to basically be imprisoned. And that's why she's fighting for herself now.
Mm-hmm.
So my hope is that as she fights, and I hope she does get justice for Britney, 100%, that her mental health will improve.
You know, I really do hope you're right. I agree. I hope that does happen. She's definitely I'm not a Britney Spears fan. I've said it a million times. I'll say it again. I'm not. But the story is very. The story behind this is very. It's very sad, but also it's a story that needs to be out there because there are other people or other artists that have gone through the ringer of this conservatorship type of thing. It may not have been called a conservatorship, but a lot of these other artists that have been pushed past the breaking point or drugged to the point of towards addiction and all that, just so that they can go back up and sing their to their thousands of fans their favorite tunes. You know, it's a cautionary tale. And this is, I said it last night, but it is a tale as old as time. We've heard this multiple different times. It's just been called different things. This is conservatorship, but with Elvis Presley, it was something different. With Michael Jackson, it was something different. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And all these other artists that are pushed through the ringer because they got to keep the money train going.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of teams behind them or people and family that depend on this one individual to go out and keep making the money machine printing cash, making it, you know, keeping it going. And, you know, so it is a really sad, very, very sad situation. And, you know, and like you said earlier, we're going to find out. I hope we hear more information and more of the truth coming out here soon, because this is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, the only thing that I think is important to mention when we talk about comparing Britney's situation to other celebrities is that even when we look at somebody like Michael Jackson, who had so many people around him and so many things that were being controlled and everything else, Michael could hold his own passport. Michael could have a credit card. Michael could have cash. Michael could have keys to a car. Michael got to choose whether or not he signed a record contract.
Right.
Britney didn't.
That's true.
Her civil liberties and her rights as an American were stripped from her. And that's part of why this is so dark, in my opinion.
It's a scary thing, you know. She just as a puppet, you know, they just put her out there and say, dance, girl, dance. And she would do it to nauseum, basically. And you're absolutely 110% right on that. And this is a dark, this is the extreme. That's basically what I'm trying to say. But it is a story that is out here, but it's the extreme now. This is insane. And there's other people that are under conservatorships as well. Whether you know, there's some people that believe that certain people should be under these conservatorships, but there are conservatorships that do exist out here on other individuals, other personalities, talent, etc., which is wild. Stephanie, so look it up, guys. Trust me, it's pretty wild, the people that are out there. Wendy Williams is one of them, for example.
Yes.
Okay. Bam Margera is another one as well. Now, I mean, with those two, we can talk about those till we're blue in the face. We're not going to get into it now, but at the same time, it is something that is very interesting. So take a look at that and do your research, guys. Stephanie Tam, thank you so much for the 5 Canadian. Hey, up in your neck of the woods. That's the problem with gender dysmorphia or dysphoria. Sorry. For some kids, it's a phase, but immediately they start taking hormone blockers, which is irreversible. Now, the thing is yes, that's a whole other can of worms that we're opening up here. But I do understand what you're saying. Let me keep that up here for a second. That is very true. There are a lot of kids out here that want to transition, and then we hear these stories of kids changing their minds, as they get older, so on and so forth, or they deeply regret doing what they did, or making the decision to do certain procedures and whatnot. And that is a very real thing. And and I've talked about it on other shows, where what I think about when it comes to children and the process of changing. I'll say it now, and I'm not here to piss off anybody, but I do believe that there should be a certain age before there is an actual transition, right? The hormone blockers, the whatever it is, whatever procedures that you, surgical or medical, that you decide to do, I think it should be at a certain age. That's just my personal opinion, because you never know. Kids go through phases like crazy. One minute they want to be a doctor, next day they want to be a cop, next day they want to be a movie star. 2 years later, they you know what I'm saying? I mean, shoot, some of these guys, some kids out here that go to college, they become doctors, and next thing you know, they're a yoga instructor around the corner. I mean, the decisions that we want to do, we can't plan and predict what our lives are going to be in the future. We always make these decisions, and then we say, oh, that's what I'm going to be. But then what if that is not your passion? What if that is not the life that you want to lead? Next thing you know, you go, oh my God, I just made a big mistake. I wasted 10 years of my life studying medicine, and all I wanted to do was become a yogi. Just saying. Those things do happen. So I do think that there should be an age restriction to start. And that's just my personal opinion. Kim, what are your thoughts on that real quick?
I am in very big support of, if there is a child who is diagnosed with gender dysphoria or any related terminology you want to use for it, that I think they should have access to all of the healthcare and mental health care that they can get. Because I look at transgender people and I see a minority that is at a higher risk of statistically unaliving themselves than any other minority on this planet. And a lot of that has to do with them feeling like a prisoner in their own body and not feeling like anybody understands. And I also look at people like Nikki Tutorials and Jazz Jennings, who knew when they were very young that their gender did not match who they were. And they've gone on to be very successful and healthy and done great things. I think it's hard to make a judgment because these issues are so complex and every case is different. And I believe that those choices should be made between the doctors and the patient. That's my own personal opinion. I don't like people telling me what I can do with my body, and I don't want to tell people what they can do with theirs.
Yeah. No, that's a good point there. That's a very good point there. And very good point. Obviously that opens up another conversation about the abortion rights, et cetera, and all that stuff that's going on.
I'm saying in general, like not even just like with abortion. Like I'm just saying, like if I decided that, if I decide I want to tattoo half my body, I should be able to tattoo half my body.
Facts. And that's the thing though. I see that, right? Absolutely 110%. But then it's like, think about that if you're a child, right? And you're going, hey, I want to tattoo my whole body at the age of 11. Let's just say that. Half of my body, I want it to be a full-on skeleton tattoo. My whole right side of my body. That's what I want. And that's what I want to do right now, Dad. And it's like, okay. Now, if that was a situation where you could go and do that at the age of 11, would you let said child do that? Or would you say, how about you just wait before you make that decision? Now, obviously, go ahead.
Not exactly the same thing.
Right.
But when I was probably 8, 9 years old, I started telling my mom that I wanted red hair. And she was like, okay. I'm naturally like blonde. And I wanted red hair. And she was like, well, you're 8 years old. You're not dyeing your hair.
Right.
And I bugged her about it like on a weekly basis until I was about 12. And then my mom found this dye that was a 3-day washout dye. And she was like, okay, if you want to try it, we can try it. And we did. And my confidence exploded. I was so much more confident in who I was, comfortable in my skin. I felt like when I looked in the mirror, I saw me for the first time. And my mom, she actually worked in the church. And oh my goodness, did she get flack for allowing, one of the, as I call honorary P kids, because my mom wasn't a pastor, but on staff at the church. And, the pastor's kids are always looked at like super closely at like, what are you doing? And are you being righteous enough, basically? And I had a lot of people being really upset with my mom and with me for making that decision. And by the time we went through all of the 3 or 4 day hair dyes, my mom looked at me and she said, does this feel right? And I said, yes. And I started dyeing my hair. And I have dyed my hair every month since I was 12 years old.
That's what's up.
20 years. And I mean, it's hair. You can shave it off. It grows back, right?
Facts.
It's not the same thing. But my point is that my mom knew me enough to know that I was happier. And I think that's what it needs to boil down to is this the best thing for the individual child? And I don't think the government is the one to make that decision.
I see. Okay. And okay. When it comes to gender, or are you talking about abortion? I'm sorry. I just want to make sure.
Gender.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, abortion too. But I mean, it's just it's medical stuff. I think I don't know how to say this in a PG manner, and I'm going to try my best. I don't want men that don't understand female anatomy and, how to make a woman happy in the bedroom because they are not aware of certain parts of them to be making decisions on my my reproductive system.
I see. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Now, when it comes to, you're right. It's hair or, whatnot. It grows back. You can cut it. You can dye it, whatever. It'll fade away. You can dye it another color later on, whatever it may be. If you're not happy with red or blue or black, whatever it is, you can always, re-dye or just let it grow out. Right. Mm-hmm. Or just shave it all off.
Yeah.
But then when you got a kid who is sitting there going, hey, I want to be a boy. It's a girl. I want to be a boy. And they decide to start going into that, into the process of transitioning. And they're 11 years old. Mm-hmm. I keep thinking in my mind that there's the fear of that child making that decision right then and there. And I understand that there are situations like Nikki Tutorials or I forgot who
Jazz.
else. What's
Jazz Jennings.
Jazz Jennings. I don't think I know who Jazz Jennings is. But
she has her own show on TLC.
Oh, well,
about her transition and everything. Yeah.
That's what's up. Now you got Jazz Jennings or Nikki Tutorials or any of these other people. And I feel that there's kids out here that already know, like without a shadow of a doubt, this is what I want to do. But then what about the other kids that aren't fully sure or that are passionate about that one thing for that one moment and then suddenly decide, oh, I'm not anymore. Mm-hmm. Oopsies. That's the one thing I feel is a huge concern or a huge pause. Ooh, I'm glad we're having this conversation. But no, it's so fun. Anyway, and I know there's people that don't agree with me or don't agree with you.
That's okay.
It's fine. But but I do feel that there's that fear. Okay, let me say this. Okay, I will say this. All right, I knew I had friends in high school that were, that came out as gay, right? Mm-hmm. But then later on, full on gay. They were like, I'm gay, blah blah blah. That's it. I only like girls. I'm a lesbian, so on and so forth. I only like girls. Then later on, I mean, obviously this is not gender transitioning, but they were in serious relationships all through high school with women. These women are married now with kids with men. Mm-hmm. So in my mind, I'm going, okay, and maybe they're now bisexual, or they're just like, I only like men now. But they, in a time, it was the experimental phase, right? Which is totally understandable and totally cool to experiment. It's fine. Do you, whatever your path is. But later on in life, they said, wait a second. No, I don't want to be with a woman. I actually really like this guy named John. I'm going to be with John now. We're going to have babies and we're going to get married and have marital bliss and be in a heterosexual relationship, right? Traditional set breakdown. So I look at something like that, and then I look at a child and I go, I want to make sure that child knows if anything, goes through their life, a little bit more of their life, to make sure without a shadow of a doubt they want to make that decision. Because God forbid, 11 years old, they're feeling some type of way, they're confused, you're going through emotions, your body is changing, you're going through puberty, X, Y, and Z. Who's to say what's going to happen when you turn 18? Where your life and your path is going to be. So in my mind, I go, okay, maybe there's got to be a little bit of a threshold, just like to drive a car or to drink, to vote, to buy a firearm. There are limitations set so that obviously those limitations or those requirements are built into our system for a specific reason. And I guess I fear that these children that sit there and go, yep, nope. I'm identifying as a boy now. So instead of Diana, my name is Drew. And that's okay. I understand that. But you start doing all this stuff, and then all of a sudden, maybe.
Yeah.
Right. So that's all. I mean, I don't think that, the government should sit there and go, yes, you can only do this, that, and the third. But I do think, like, as a parent, I think that there should be a little bit of a, okay, fine. You want to be Drew? That's fine, Drew. But let's not get into that place of chemical transition until you get to a certain age. Let's get to here and see how you feel.
It's always been my understanding, and personally, like I'm not transgender, and I don't have like a transgender person in my family, so I haven't been like in a front seat view of this situation. But it's always been my understanding that there's like a time frame of how long somebody lives as the gender that they identify with. It isn't like you walk into a doctor's office and go, I'm a different gender now, and they hand you hormones and that's it. It's a process, and there's a lot of doctors, and there's a lot of therapists, and there's a lot of different things that go into it. It's not like a snap your fingers and off it goes. And I do agree with that. I think it should be a process because it is a major life change. It is a massive change. And it's also hard on your body. There's a lot of changes that have to happen, and you need to be careful. But I don't think it's, I would say if kids were walking in and it was like, there, we're giving you hormones, that would be really weird. But that's never been what I've seen be the case.
Yeah. And if if that's the perspective that you've seen, then, then that's great.
I mean, it probably varies by country, and it's hard because it's like where I live in Canada, we have socialized healthcare, and it's people have access, and places like where Nikki Tutorials grew up in the Netherlands, she had medical attention from the very beginning. Right. It's different for everybody.
Right. No, and I appreciate us talking, you having this conversation with me. I know that's it's not an easy conversation to have. Right. And I've had these kind of conversations on the show many, many times before. But it's controversial as hell, but we have to have those uncomfortable and those controversial discussions for sure. Stephanie Tam again. Oh, no, this is another one. Sorry. Thank you so much for the 5 Canadian. The problem is there is very little confirmation that is put in place in terms of gender dysphoria. Look up Robert Hoogland. Thanks, Kim and Pascal. I don't know Robert Hoogland. I'm going to have to look that up. But there's very little confirmation that that is put in place in terms of gender dysphoria. What are your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on that, Kim?
I think it depends on where you're looking. I'm not familiar with all of the legislation and the way that things are defined on a global scale. I have no doubt in my mind that there are probably some places where it's too lax, but I also have no doubt in my mind that there are places where it's too hard. And we're going to have to try to figure out a happy medium, and find a place in the middle that we not only can help people feel that they are validated in who they are, but also protect our kids, from something that can be very triggering to them and very difficult for them. So, yeah.
There's that answer.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate you putting in your 2 cents on that. Let me get this one here. AEM Tramp. Excuse me. Thank you so much for the 10. Lizzo can be winning on all levels. Hire a professional nutritionist and trainer like yesterday. Hire an expert stylist who will dress her for her particular body, not for a size 2 individual. Hey, I will say this. I don't know who her team is. I don't know how she has what team she has to build her up or to make her look the way she looks. And you never know. She could literally be like, I like this.
Mm-hmm.
And the team's like, oh, okay. You like, okay, she likes it, guys. We got to go. Let's go. Lizzo likes it. That's what she said. Yeah. So, yes, there is a certain level of having a stylist, but the person who has the final decision is her. At least I know. At least, unless she has a conservatorship as well, we don't know. But from what I know, she makes the final decision. Now, when it comes to nutritionists and a trainer, I'm sure she's got that same thing too. She
made it through tours, man. You can't do that if you're not taking care of yourself. It doesn't work.
Yeah, you got to be, doing what you need to do. You know what I mean? To keep yourself in performance shape or in tour shape, or you're going to be losing your voice every night. You're going to have sore throats. You're going to be sick. You're going to be rocked, and it's terrible. Trust me, it's bloody terrible. Hollywood 2000, thank you so much for the $5 super sticker. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much, Hollywood 2000. But yeah, guys, I mean, the thing is that I feel when it comes to this, to wrap up the show and to wrap up this conversation, I think it's really, I think it's really important to realize that, all right, we're all individuals. We're all unique. We're all different. We all have different body chemistries. We all have different opinions. We all have different diets, different DNA, all that stuff. And we should be embracing who we are as individuals and loving who we are at the moment, because tomorrow is going to be different. We change every day. You realize that, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Change is inevitable. I've said this in a shorts, right? Change is inevitable. You change every single day. Your hair grows a little bit more. This, that, and the third. I mean, you age a little bit, all that stuff. We are physically changing every single day. Now, if you are actually physically progressing towards something like getting in better shape or whatever, that is a process that takes time. So what we are today won't be what we are tomorrow. So why not embrace the change, embrace who you are, embrace where you are right now, and love yourself. Be comfortable in your skin, because here it is. What's also very sexy is a person who's very confident and very proud of who they are and being comfortable in their own skin. You have anything to say on that?
Yeah, I agree with that. 100%. Confidence is sexy.
Confidence is sexy as hell. Okay. So, see, she's, Kim said it. Okay. So I'm just saying, confidence is sexy.
I don't think anybody's going to disagree with that.
No, if they disagree, then I don't know what to tell them. You know what I'm saying? I have no idea what to tell them, Stephanie Tam, again, thank you so much for the 5. Robert Hoogland is a Canadian case where the father was jailed because he didn't want his daughter being put on hormone blockers at 14. That is a new one. Okay, I'm gonna have to look that up. And
it sounds very complicated and very layered, so I don't really want to comment on it until I know.
I agree.
More.
I'm with you 100% on that, and because I'm just learning about it, I'm gonna have to look that up later on today for sure. Okay, but I got something to share, Kim. You know,
Okay.
real quick before we wrap up this show. Oh, well, first off, Baby Bree 175. Thank you so much. She said, I love this conversation. I agree with Pascal a bit more. Reason being is a child cannot make such a life-changing decision at such a young age. There has to be a limit. Okay. And that's totally understandable. You know, and I think that a lot of us will be agreeing to disagree on that topic. You know what I'm saying? Stephanie Tam, thank you again for the 5. Sorry, last super chat. I know you want to close the show. Smash that like and check out It's Kim. You're jumping the gun. You're stepping on my toes. I'm about to promote her too. Dag nabbit, Stephanie.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Yes, we will be promoting her in just a second, in just a minute. But I just wanted to share with you guys some things. I know that I've been doing this every show, but it's important because this Thursday starts September, and September is Suicide Awareness Month. I wanted to share a few things with you. I don't know if you know about this, Kim, but I have been making special T-shirts.
I've seen a bit on your Insta. They look really cool. I like them.
Thank you. So I got some new stuff, and I wanted to share them with you guys really, really quick. So got a few new things.
Ooh.
All right. So obviously we already know about this shirt, but I'll show it to you again. All right. This shirt saves lives. Of course, there's the year on the sleeve.
I love it.
And then suicide awareness and the Pascal Show logo on the back. So that's one of them. The other one is the teal with the glittery print.
I love that.
1-800 number, the National Suicide Prevention Hotline number. Of course, suicide awareness on the back, Pascal Show, and the year on the sleeve. Then some of you guys were asking for some long sleeves, so blam, this saves lives, all tie-dyed out. Okay, hashtag the suicide awareness in the back as well. And this is the one I'm very happy about. I'm very proud of this one. Okay, but bam,
is it a hoodie?
This hoodie saves lives.
Yes.
Right? And then of course the same thing, year on the sleeve, and in the back, suicide awareness, the Pascal Show logo. And I mean, this is just, it's soft, it's beautiful, it's comfortable as hell, and it looks dope. Now, I will say this: these are all custom made. Yeah. So everybody who orders, me and my family are putting these together, making them with our own 2 hands. All right. So everyone it's all made to order. Okay. If you
it's like you get your own custom designed shirt from Pascal.
Yeah.
And it helps people.
Exactly.
So what else do you want? That's awesome.
So if somebody orders this particular hoodie, for example, and somebody orders another one like extra large or a XXX or whatever it is, it's going to be a completely different design. So it's going to be authentically only yours and yours alone. So you are only going to have that one in the entire world, which is really, really cool. But I want to post this really quick, tag this up. Debbie did it for me, which is dope. If you, I'm going to pin this to the top of the chat. Okay. Thank you, Debbie. Shout out to my mods, Real Talk, for holding it down. Thank you so much for holding it down. Okay. But you guys can literally go buy the t-shirts, the long sleeve tee, or this gorgeous, sexy ass hoodie. Okay. This is sexy. Okay. And it's for a great cause. Okay. A portion of the proceeds is going to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. So please go and order a hoodie, a t-shirt, or a long sleeve shirt, okay? Because we need to make this more of a conversation piece more often. Suicide awareness is a real thing. We have a lot of wonderful people that have been messaging me, talking about it in the comments down below about everything about either them surviving or them losing a friend or talking a friend down from doing something. It has been an amazing conversation, and has been really eye-opening in my personal opinion on just how many people that are out here that have either lost or have thought about doing something so unthinkable to themselves. And so this is very important to me, and I feel like this should be very important to everybody. So these shirts, these hoodies, and these long sleeve tees are available right now on pascalmerch.com. Please go support if you can. Again, the proceeds are going to be going to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. This is a very serious thing. If you are overseas, international, we do deliver internationally as well. So please go over to pascalmerch.com or the link that is posted to the top of this chat and support in any way you can. Okay?
Go now.
Go
Look at
now.
it now. Go
Yeah,
now.
she just did the ASMR. She said,
Go now. Go now.
Go now. Yes. So anyway, it's Kim. I wanted to share with you guys her channel. Please go over to her channel. Of course, I want to say go over to her channel. Don't go to her channel, guys.
Yeah, don't.
See.
I dare you.
Don't even go to her channel. Don't hit the subscribe button. Don't like any of her videos. Do not. No. Seriously, guys, go over to her channel. It's Kim. Literally, it's right there. All right. Get it to 24,000. That would be amazing.
Yeah, we're getting really close.
I bet you are. I bet you are.
Ah!
So do me a solid, guys. Push her over the edge. Okay. Push her over the edge of 24,000. That sounded wrong. Let me finish the sentence. Don't push her over the edge. Okay. All right. Tell her to step down from it. Okay. If that ever happens. Okay. So go push her towards 24,000 subscribers real quick. That would really mean a lot. Just hit the subscribe button, baby. All right. She has been covering the Britney Spears situation quite beautifully. So please go and check that out. All right. Support in any way you can. It's Kim. Thank you so very, very much for being on. Marin Sweet just said, I'm subscribed to It's Kim. It's Krim.
Thank you.
Kim. All right. Yes. And she has PayPal, not Cash App.
Yes, that's the whole thing, because there's people on Cash App who are pretending to be me, and I'm in Canada, and we can't use Cash App. It's not legal here. So it's not me. And I have done everything I can with Cash App to get them to take action, and they've done nothing.
So then do me a favor, put in your Cash App, or not your Cash App, your PayPal in the chat real quick, so everybody can see
everything's in my link tree. So I'll just spam my link tree bit. So like my Twitter's there, my Instagram's there, my channel's there, my PayPal's there. Everything official is there. If it's not there, it's not officially me.
Cool. Yeah, I don't think I said anything about Cash App with her, but Stephanie's very, very passionate about letting us know that you have PayPal, not Cash App. Real talk.
It was the whole thing. We tried everything, and it was like they won't do anything because people are falling for it and they're getting paid.
Damn.
And so they're making money, so they're not mad about it. And I'm like, that's great.
So you've heard it on this show. You know for a fact that we would love to have Kim back again. So when you see Kim back on here, it's PayPal, not Cash App. We'll make sure that of course, I'll be making sure that she throws up her information and all that into the chat and everything, so you guys can show her some love, because she dropped some serious gems of knowledge in this conversation. So I appreciate it. Okay, but Kim, thank you again for being on here. I really do appreciate it. It's been eye opening, and man, I don't get to have these controversial conversations very often, and I miss it. I need to bring it back.
Anytime, man. Anytime.
People off too much, and it's not enjoyable. You know what I'm saying? When you talk, and then all of a sudden it's like everyone's just angry, just QWERTY, just you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's like a rabid squirrel, just exactly. It's not fun. Yeah. It's just not fun. Okay. You didn't okay, I didn't mention it. I was about to say, Stephanie, dag nab. But I appreciate you letting me know. She's like, no, from the nose. You know what I'm saying? Not Cash App. I'm like, okay, baby, I got you, Stephanie. Damn. Okay. Bernadette Anderson, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Happy Monday, you two. Have a great week to you and my fellow Pascal followers. Thank you. Thank you to you too. You know what I mean? Make today dope. Go and kick it in the butt. Make it scream out your damn name. You know what I mean? Bernadette. You know what I'm saying? That's what the week should be doing, because you're slaying it. Slay. Yes. Okay, Kim, thank you again for being on. I really do
Thank
appreciate it.
you.
We'll be
I'm
talking
actually gonna
with you
peace
soon.
out. I gotta
Yes,
go, but thank you so much for
you're very
having
welcome.
me. I appreciate
Anytime.
it so much, and you're awesome. And again, everybody, if you haven't hit that like, smash it now.
Smash it real quick.
Support Pascal. He deserves it.
Is that a new studio?
No, I am. I'm up north on kind of a little bit of a getaway ish. Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like work and not and a lot of different things. But anyway, yeah, this is where I go when I go up north. So this is the up north room.
Nice. So it's fun because you can just bring all your stuff. Isn't that kind of fun? You can just you're bringing your work with you. You know, I bring all these monitors and cameras and crap with me, and it's, you know what I mean. Whenever I go out of town, it's hilarious, but it feels kind of legit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I got things to do.
Honestly, I thought it was really funny because it was like I packed a suitcase for myself and my dog Lacey, who some of you guys have seen.
Yes.
And so it was like, yeah, there's Bear. So Lacey Bear. So she and I have like a big suitcase, and then we had a secondary suitcase, and it was like, and that's the studio. It's like packing for 3 people.
Right. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? But you're like, I got stories to tell and things to do. So it's pretty dope, yo. It's pretty damn dope. But again, Kim, thank you for being on here, and we'll talk to you soon, okay? All
right, talk to you later. Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye. So guys, let me just say this. I appreciate all y'all for being here, being a part of the conversation. It's been wonderful. You know, we kind of went off the beaten path, but you know, shout out to Kim for being in here, being a part of the conversation. You know, I always enjoy having random pop-up visits from friends from Popcorn Planet and then some. But I will say this though too. I also miss some of my other co-hosts that have come onto the show and talked about things, and hopefully we'll be able to bring some of them back in the conversation here very, very soon, since we're not really covering court cases right now and stuff, you know what I mean? So we can actually have open conversations about a bunch of things. So I'm very excited about all the things that are coming around the bend here, and looking forward to having more friends back on the show and talking about things that are going on in the world. So anyway, guys, I appreciate all y'all for being here, being a part of the conversation. You guys are really, really amazing. This was a fun show. Shout out to It's Kim for being on. Kim, thank you, sweetheart. She's dope. Please go and follow her one more time. Follow her channel, okay? Let's hit that refresh button. Let's see if we made it happen. Almost. We're not there yet, but we're going to get there. Hit that subscribe button over on It's Kim, okay? If her content tickles your fancy, all right? Give her some love and support. She deserves it, okay? She works hard out here in these streets as well. Let's keep it 100, all right? Anyway, guys, I love you guys. Hit that like button down below. Send it past 500 likes before you leave. That would really mean a lot. And do not forget to hit that subscribe button, okay? I'm working hard, man. Help me out. Hit that subscribe button, all right? And I'll be talking to you guys very, very soon. Much love to you guys. I love all you guys. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. Oh, and go and check out the merch, baby. PascalMerch.com. It's for a good cause, all right? Do the right thing. Spike Lee. Old movie. Anyway, I'll see you guys soon. This is the Pascal Show. Bye. Oh, wait. Oh, come on. I thought I was done. Hold up. Jules, thank you so much for the 5. Just ordered my long sleeve. I lost a very close friend 2 years ago that almost broke me. Thank you for doing this. Purple Hearts. You know, and the thing is I appreciate you bringing out this story and talking, because that's the thing. I'm hoping that these shirts do exactly what is happening right now. It is causing people to speak and talk about this. Being brave enough to share their stories. So I'm hoping that this is something that we all can do as a collective. And we can all stand in solidarity with each other, for each other, by buying these shirts and donating this money to this organization. So I appreciate you so much, Jules, for telling your story. That really does mean a lot. It really, really does. Because you are one of many that has stepped forward and has been brave enough to speak on it. So thank you, Jules. So again, the merch is available. Check it out. I thought I was done, but that was a lie, because I got a beautiful, beautiful super chat from Jules. And there's more to come. There's a lot more to come. And actually, I'm going to be asking a favor from a lot of you guys within this week. We'll be talking about it as a family. All right. But anyway, guys, I got to get going. I love all y'all. Stay positive out there. Do something beautiful for somebody today, because they deserve it and you deserve it too. Anyway, see you guys soon.